Welcome in, everybody. How are you all doing tonight? I'm going to be doing a bit of Reiki healing for the collective. Just clearing up energy. Hey Jackie, how's it going? Hello, hello. Doing pretty good. How about all of you? Mercury's gone direct, so I feel like there's a shift in energy, but I know we're still kind of getting over a lot of that heavy energy that was kind of weighing us down. Hello, hello. Doing better. I did a breathwork class earlier, and that really helped clear out, just move a lot of energy. This retrograde brought in a lot of things. It just felt really heavy. I guess with it being winter as well and the state of the world all the time, it's just a whole lot. I'm glad. Hey Haley, how's it going? Cherie, welcome in, welcome in. Shy, how are y'all feeling? Valentine's market. I'm sure it's gonna be good. It just, the anxiety and everything that goes into it, it's a lot of work. I'm glad you're here. I've been wanting to make a bunch of videos, but I just haven't been finding the time or the energy. A lot of things I've been feeling that like I'm being called to is kind of, I think the collective kind of needs to go. I'm not sure what that is. I've been being called to make a lot of videos, maybe on back to basics. I feel like the retrograde got really heavy. Energy's been really heavy. And it's just been a whole lot. But I think we have to remember to kind of find ways to ground ourselves, even if the energy's heavy. Meditation, breath work, EFT tapping. Yeah, what was stopping me from putting them on the on YouTube was kind of figuring out the audio, figuring out if it's right for the audience there. But yeah, it needs to go up there. So I started playing with music, messing around with music, just for background noise. Because there's a lot of good stuff on the internet, but I don't want to put something that's copywritten, so that's been a big struggle. Yes, emotional freedom technique. I started doing it again today just because I started getting distracted. A lot of thoughts from the past were coming up, a lot of heavy energy that it's not me. It's not who I am anymore. And I feel like we're all kind of going through that, where you reach this point in your healing journey where the old version of you tries to cling on. It wants to hold on. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. And so we found the most healed version of ourselves, but then that old unhealed version, or the one that's wounded, it kind of wants to stick around a bit longer. I'm glad that they're helping. Yep. It's also called tapping. So there are different meridian points on the body that you can use if you feel like you're kind of in an anxious place, mentally depressed place. It just kind of helps regulate the nervous system in a way. I feel like we're all going through a lot of the different struggles in the world right now, and a lot of similar struggles. So really quickly, I'm not like certified in it, but different EFT tapping points will be right here between the eyes. So tapping there, next to the eye, under the eye. I have glasses, so it's hard. So under the eye, next to it, upper lip, bottom lip, collarbone. So if you feel any sort of anxiety, depression, just ruminating thoughts, doing that will help kind of release you and bring you back to the present moment. I think that's what we need right now, because I find my own mental states going, ruminating, thoughts of the past, thoughts of who I wanted to be and who I'm not going to be anymore. Pyra, yeah. The energy's been all over the place. Hold on. Just reading through the chat really quickly. Driving anxiety. Anxiety's tough. That's where I was kind of going. In my mind, I was mentally going back to previous places of work that's brought up anxiety. And a lot of the times, it's all just coping mechanisms that I have. That's what I've been using. So EFT tapping is something that I've done. Breath work. If you breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth as if you're exhaling through a straw, it helps regulate the nervous system. But if you're in a place still that's causing the anxiety, that anxiety is still going to be there. So it's kind of playing detective. What's causing the anxiety? What's the fear? And so for me, what fear is that what's causing the anxiety is that rumination. The mind is programmed to find the patterns, figure out how to protect you. And so even if you're at work and it's not like you're not like fighting dangerous animals or something, simple paperwork, simple tasks, being overwhelmed can have a similar feeling on the body. So figuring out how to pace yourself, figuring out what works for you. Is the environment too stressful? Is it time to switch environments? But I would start first with the coping mechanisms. What can you do to kind of regulate the anxiety? And so a lot of times I say do energetic shielding before you go to work. A few times during the day whenever you need it, but especially when you wake up. Just literally say it out loud. Say, I'm shielded. And as you do, kind of imagine an orb of light being formed around you, surrounding you, pulling any darkness out. I know there's a lot of stressful places right now. Coping mechanisms might be the best thing that we can for the time being, or when we're out of those stressful places that are causing the anxiety, finding a safe space, a place where you could rebuild your energy, call back your energy. Because when you leave work, sometimes that energy stays with you. Energy that you've picked up from other people, from other things, from situations, and the mind loves to just kind of go over those things again with you because it thinks something's gone wrong. But it's just the mind trying to protect itself. And so training the mind, recognizing that you're safe and literally saying that you're safe, you're protected, you're shielded. Video games can be seen as escapism, but it could also be a meditation. Like you're training the brain, you're running through scenarios. It could be stress relief. I play a ton of video games, and it helps. But we still have to kind of confront those things at the end of the day. But in the moment, if we're looking for coping mechanisms, video games work, meditation works, writing works, listening to music, playing music. I know it's a lot easier being said than done, but recognizing the moments, being aware of what's happening in the body, what's happening in the mind, what's happening in the nervous system. Right now I'm playing the new Pokemon game, Legends of Arceus. Animal Crossing is one that I recommend if you're just looking for something that's just calming and peaceful. I always feel goofy, and I think we should be goofy. A lot of people in this world will step up and tell you, you look silly, you're doing something strange. They're just trying to take your light from you. They're trying to put you down. They're trying to make you feel like you're doing something wrong. And that too, our brain is like, oh, that's not socially acceptable. I shouldn't be doing that. I have to blend in to survive. And we end up hiding who we are. We're no longer in that phase. We're no longer doing that. We're doing what we need to do, what feels right to us, what's right to heal us. This music, it's kind of a mix of like synth music and like angelic music. This I was playing with the application GarageBand on iPhone. So this is a song that I created just for my lives. Something that I felt was just peaceful and calm. So it's not at a specific resonance or frequency. Just what I felt would be right for this. Pokemon Snap is relaxing. I'll do this for another few minutes and then I'm going to start charging up your chakra points like I've been doing. Yeah, let me know what video games you play to kind of relieve stress, to let go of any of that heaviness. Destiny 2 is good. I played that for a very long time. Pokemon Go is good. And so I was talking with one of my friends, it's like, why are these games addicting? Why do they feel like an escape? But it's like, they're obtainable goals. They're difficult, but comparison to real life, they're obtainable goals. You start up the game, they're like, here, you need to do this, so you go do this. To progress, you need to do this, and you can do that. Whereas real life, it's trickier. There are a lot of blocks in the way. Just kind of staying true to where you want to go and what you want to do. And that's why they say, like, life is short. Do what you need to be doing. Do what feeds your spirit and your soul. And sometimes that could change. You don't have to stay on the same path forever. Well, I mean, as I'm talking about life, like if you want to accomplish something, finding a specific job, finding a certain thing, no, they don't give you a set checklist. Like, they're like, all right, go to school, get this degree, get that degree, get this certificate, and you're going to get a job. And it doesn't always work out that way. There's more steps, there's hidden steps. It doesn't feel like a game. It doesn't feel rewarding sometimes. And so that could be a block. If you're continuously hitting roadblocks like that, if you're not feeling progression, if you're not feeling like you're moving in some way, it feels like you're stuck. And that's what a block is. That's what I love about this. You never know what to expect. A lot of people come in kind of feeling that loneliness. And you feel that pain, you see that pain. You kind of want to reach out and help everybody. That's why I love this community. I love all of you in here. It's just kind of hanging out, feeling the vibe, participating. I'm just clearing through the energy a bit more. And then I'm going to start I'll start using it now. Let's switch it over now. I'm going to start healing through your different chakra points using Reiki and energy healing. So this is Bismuth that I'll be using. I love these lights. This one, so all the crystals I'm going to be using from now, I'm blushing. All these crystals that I'm using from now are going to be Bismuth, and each one's going to be tied with a different chakra point. So this one's the root chakra. This is kind of located at the base of the spine or kind of along the pelvis. So that's kind of your grounding, your connection to you, connection to the earth, connection to your own body and spirit. So we're just reconnecting you to who you are. And if you want, you can kind of imagine kind of the base of your spine, connecting to the heart of the earth, connecting to the heart of the planet. I see you, Rachel. Catch them all. And so what I'm doing right now is just channeling light energy through the crystal and sending that crystal through the world towards you. And so the way Reiki works is that it can travel through time and space. So even if you don't need this now and you're just hanging out, it's going to be sent along your timeline to wherever you do need it. I love this when people say it's just a rock. Are you using a phone right now? What powers your phone? What metals and rocks are inside your phone? What metals and rocks are inside of the cellular towers that connect us to an invisible web that link us together? Quartz crystal literally powers the brain of your phone. They're not just rocks. They're literally power. Your bones, calcium, calcite, parts of your brain, there are crystals inside of there too. We need vitamins and minerals to keep the body going. You could come and say that they're just rocks, but I think you might have to take science over again, friend. And so there's a spectrum of energy and light we can see, and it's so limited. And so the way I visualize and sense Reiki is kind of, we're always living in a world that's kind of, it's surrounded in this ocean of light. And so I set the intention with compassion to heal, to guide for abundance, to restore the emotional body, the physical body, the energetic and karmic body. And so anyone that steps into the live, they kind of tap into this energy too. So like, it's not just my energy, it's not my energy you're feeling, it's the Reiki energy. And it's your subconscious mind knowing that it can tap into this energy. I feel there's a big shift right now happening. Let go of anything that's holding you back. Let go of any fear, any doubt, any limiting beliefs. So this stone, this is a metal called bismuth. It is man-made, but the thing is it's used for every chakra. So I've assigned 7 to different chakra points, but you could be feeling this anywhere in your body. Yeah, so if you're feeling it in the jaw, that's kind of that throat chakra energy. It could be releasing a lot of just tension and blocks that are there. So feel yourself connecting back to yourself. Call your energy back. Yep, you can feel legs and abdomen. Legs I associate with root chakra. Abdomen, lower abdomen is sacral chakra, kind of like the stomach area is solar plexus. The mouth head, it could be a shift in energy, but if it becomes too much, I would recommend just taking a break from it. All right, I'm going to switch now. We're going to move up to the sacral chakra. So this kind of is just below the belly button. So this is kind of like your creativity, your pleasure, your sensuality. So just kind of feel the energy. I'm just removing any darkness or blocks from there. Just channeling more energy through it. Yeah, from the legs, you could feel it. Because it's all earth energy, light energy. So it's you connecting to the earth, connecting to these different energy points. Yes, this is another bismuth. Yeah, it's pretty. This one is pink. Normally solar plexus is kind of associated with orange. The set that I bought didn't have orange, so I had to rearrange a few things. Yes, you can feel it through the web. We think we're disconnected from each other, and we're not. In different ways, we're kind of connected. And so if you think about it like trees, like if you see trees in a forest or in a park, especially if they're close together, their roots kind of grow along the soil until they create a web connecting them to each other. So they look individual, but the roots connect and they communicate to each other through the roots. And that's kind of what happens to us through these invisible lines, these threads that connect us all. I mean, my feet are on the ground. That ground eventually reaches the ground that you're standing onto or sitting on. Home tree. I'm sorry about that spellbound. I'm sending you healing energy, sending you light. I'm just clearing through the energy, shifting it. Yes, exactly that. Hugging a tree, touching a tree. You could ask a tree for help. Placing your hand on the tree and asking, can you remove any dark energy from me? Can you replace it with light and healing and earth energy? People are like, that's crazy. They're like, these are rocks, these are trees. That's just insane. They can't wrap their mind around it. But literally the things you say out loud, the things you ask, they come into being, and that's how we create manifestations. Saying what we want, asking for help. They call them prayers, but for me, I like calling them just affirmations. The tree's used to connecting to the earth and transmuting energy, taking in light from the sky, feeling the energy from the earth. Just asking for permission from the tree, permission from the earth. Even before I do these lives, I call upon the four winds and the four corners and the earth and the sky. Kind of guide that energy where it needs to go. And for you, if you want, you could literally, before you do anything, if you have tarot cards and you do tarot or you do meditation, you could open sacred space for yourself and just say, like, I call upon the guides in my highest good, the angels in my highest good. Come and protect this space as I do this healing, and set your intention for whatever you're doing. Whenever you're done, just close space. Thank them for showing up. Thank them for guiding you. Nope, the tree won't die if you do that. Trees are old and they're wise. They're more connected to the earth than us. And so my main mentor, she's constantly telling me, like, look at the plants, study the plants, look how they grow. Look how they transmute energy, look how they transmute light, look how they communicate. And even right now, where we are, like, it's February, we're still kind of on that, like, New Year's resolution rush, but it's like, if you look at the plants and the trees in the Northern Hemisphere, they're asleep, they are resting, they are taking the time to kind of go inwards, and I think that's what we need to be doing. I'm going to switch over to solar plexus. So this is just above the belly button. This is represented with the color yellow. How did I find my mentor? So I have a few different mentors. The shamanic mentor that I'm working with right now, I met her it's an online community. It's kind of like a spiritual gym membership called the Portal 1111. Well, that's their Instagram handle. I have it linked in my bio. So with the portal, it's basically a $33 subscription monthly. And what they do is 6 nights of the week, they'll have different classes, breathwork classes, learning about spirituality, learning about shamanism, how to read tarot, human design. And so for me, that's where I went to when I felt like I was going through a spiritual awakening, felt like I was going crazy, losing my mind. I was grounding as much as possible, meditating as much as possible. But I just needed that community that kind of recognized what I was going through, that could understand. I'm still using bismuth. So this is a yellow, kind of golden bismuth. And like, honestly, where I was at and when I joined, just taking the classes, seeing kind of masters in their element, teaching, healing, that's what helped me. And maybe it's not for everybody. Maybe everyone's on a different healing path. But that's where I found my mentors, my guides, ways to connect more with my spirituality. For Rose, can you do like a visualization meditation? Like, you're in control, but like you could visualize a place in nature and kind of you control who's there. Almost like you're daydreaming. Or for me, when I'm writing a story, I'm kind of ruminating on the thoughts. And that too, if you find a good guided meditation, that helps as well. This is Bismuth, and right now I'm just healing through the solar plexus that is just above the belly button. And so that's for your inner strength, your inner power, your inner knowing. And yeah, meditation could be daydreaming. My rising sign is Aquarius. I do need to look up different meditations for ADHD. Having guided meditation helps a lot. Honestly, just reading out loud, picking up a book, just reading the page out loud to yourself, that's a meditation. Something you could do, kind of a coping mechanism if you are kind of having like an anxiety panic attack, is kind of like looking around, picking 5 items and just kind of using your senses on them. What do they look like? What color are they? And just kind of describing it out loud. I have not used Moldavite. I hear it takes you where you need to go, but it will tear everything apart and remove things that are blocking you. And yes, while I'm doing this, please follow my moderators. They're all amazing. They're all powerful. Chronically Ghosted, Shy Flying High, Shuri Mystic. Alright, I'm going to switch now. You all might feel this one. We're moving to the heart space, the heart center, the heart chakra. All of these crystals are bismuth. So it's a rare, it does occur in nature, but it's a rare metal. But a lot of people do like, they could make it themselves using magnets and different things. They're the best mods. They're my soul family. Yeah, for crystals, definitely reach out to Shuri Mystic. Follow Shuri Mystic. I forget which day. Shuri, do you go live on Wednesdays or Thursdays? But Shuri sells crystals. Yes, the leftist witchiness. You're amazing. So yeah, we're healing that heart space, that place where you might feel hurt, pain, any broken heaviness in the heart. Allow those soul fragments to come back, to join you, to heal you, to restore you. Advice for meditation. Honestly, learn meditation. I read, The Miracle of Mindfulness by Thich Nhat Hanh. That's what got me into meditation. There are meditation apps. One I have linked in my bio is called Balanced. Those are a few really good resources that I could say that would help a lot. Literally anything is a meditation. Mindfulness is a meditation where if you do it the right way, you could meditate almost every single moment that you're awake. And so the way mindfulness works is kind of being present, being aware with what's happening, noticing when a thought is a thought, noticing as you're walking, the pressure on your feet as you're walking, noticing the temperature of where you are. There's things called body scanning as well, where you literally go from the top of the head to the feet, but noticing every part of the body and recognizing what each part of the body is feeling. Trying to think different meditation techniques. Breath work is one that I love a lot. For like anxiety, I know just breathing in deeply through the nose and kind of exhaling through the mouth as if you're breathing out through a straw. Doing that, just kind of slow breathing, helps regulate the nervous system. I literally, for music to listen to, I literally just look up meditation music. If you like this music, I've got 2 other tracks that are up there right now. I'm thinking about creating some stuff for Insight Timer. Anyone looking for like another application for meditating or meditation music, Insight Timer is a really good one. I feel like I'm getting called right now. Like, we have to go back to grounding. We have to go back to connecting with the earth, connecting with our spirit, connecting with source, connecting to the body, setting up our boundaries, setting up shielding. Back to basics. Meditation. Meditation helps you feel more grounded, connected, more spiritual. If you can, 15 minutes a day, just sitting down, and thoughts will come up. The brain likes to think. And so just kind of allowing them to enter, allowing them to leave when they need to, finding something to focus on as you meditate. And so it could be your breathing, your breath, the temperature of the air as you're breathing in and exhaling. If you breathe in through the nose, you could imagine kind of the air you're inhaling is like blue, and as you exhale, imagining it is red. Yes, it takes practice, grounding and shielding, getting used to it, getting used to that energy, setting the intention for the day. I'm trying to write kind of like a small book on different like Reiki shielding practices. Honestly, a lot of the stuff that I normally do on my one-on-ones, I'm trying to put into a book form. That way other Reiki practitioners could read it and use it, and those that are looking for healing, a more affordable option, that's something I want to work on. It's just finding the time to do that. I've experienced several spiritual awakenings, and they feel rough. They are rough. I'm switching now. We're going to move to the throat chakra. So anywhere your voice has been held back, anywhere that your voice has been suppressed, allow that to be released. Sign you up for a copy? All right. Once I finish it, Anne, I'll let you know. And if you want to be a beta reader, let me know. I have to figure out grammar. It might take maybe 2 or 3 months if I work on it properly. You could have more than one spiritual awakening. They're different. I don't want to say they're different levels, but like there are different things you'll experience in each one. Each spiritual awakening is kind of the breaking of reality, allowing more light to enter, allowing more light to exit. So singing bowls and tuning forks, sound healing and sound therapy is important, and that helps as well. So like everything I'm talking about, it's a toolkit. Reiki might work one day it might not feel the same to you, and maybe you need meditation that day. One day meditation might not work, then you need breath work. If breath work doesn't work, then you kind of jump around to sound therapy, sound healing, sound bowls. And so sound bowls and tuning forks reach a certain resonance that kind of calls the attention of the mind. And so it kind of aligns you to the vibration of what that is. And it kind of helps quiet the thoughts, quiet the mind from ruminating. Normally you can book a one-on-one, but I'm going to be taking a break for a week or two. Even next week I might not be doing the live, just going through some personal things I need to sort out. But after that, I'll open it back up, probably the second half of the month. How to go through a spiritual awakening. The way it normally happens, in all honesty, it's different ways. The strongest one that I've seen is kind of a breakup will cause it. You being connected with someone, because if you think about it, love, romantic connection, it's you searching for that divinity, that inner divinity within yourself, within others. And so when that leaves you, you kind of lose that pillar of strength. So that breaks you apart. So you have to find a new source of energy, a new pillar to lean on. And a lot of people that have experienced that go through a spiritual awakening, near-death experiences, trauma, losing someone close to you. That can affect you, because your reality gets shattered. So any reality shattering event is gonna break it open. the awakening is depressing because you start realizing everything that you were told and raised to believe, it's not real. It's not as black and white as Disney likes to put it. Things are hard. The healing journey. There's in shamanism they talk about the wounded healer. And so you go through, you cry for weeks. It feels like pain. You lose so much. The wounded healer, they break in a very unique way, and they're hurt through any of these things we discussed: heartbreak, near-death experiences, grief, trauma, and they go on a healing path. And I feel like a lot of you are on a healing path right now. So when you do heal, or you've mostly healed, you take the modalities that have helped you, and when you recognize that pain in others that you felt, you're able to offer them that medicine that you've then created yourself. For me, I haven't done any plant healing, ayahuasca, anything like that, but I know it helps a lot of people because it helps put you in that state of mind. For me, my imagination's too active. It's kind of just always bouncing around the wall. And so for me, that's what my healing journey was. I felt pain, I felt hurt. It was the pandemic, it was heartbreak, it was grief of losing someone close to you, from physical to non-physical. When you lose so many parts of who you are, that crushed reality. And so I take those tools and now I bring them to other people. After a while, you feel lighter after a spiritual awakening, but it takes a while. So the healing journey is not linear. It's not like one day the step is going to get easier. Some days could feel like it's day one, it's all happening all over again. But once you build the tools, once you start rebuilding yourself, channeling the energy you need to, it does get easier. Yes, the breakup makes you question your intuition, because like those of us that are spiritual before you, even a spiritual awakening like that, we feel guided to certain people. We're told that we're supposed to find our twin flame, our soulmate. What if they hurt us? What if they walk away? And I feel like it's meant, like there are certain karmic connections meant to push us in a direction to unlock who you're meant to become. I'm going to switch now. I'm going to go to third eye chakra. Kind of healing your perception on reality, healing your world, healing your mind, your inner world. What is the site we go to get connected? To get connected. Was that the port where I went? Like where I go to be healed? I go to the portal. Where they have like the different classes. I just want to make sure I'm sending you the right information. How do I protect myself from other people's energies? Yes. Yep. The portal is where I go to. Everything. Thanks, Haley. Everything's linked in the bio. Literally, if you want to, let's keep it simple. Rachel said it, an egg. Imagine yourself in a bubble, an orb, an egg of light. Imagine and say it out loud. I am shielded by this orb of light, by this egg. It's going to protect me from any heavy energy, any darkness. I'm using Bismuth. I'm using Bismuth for the third eye. And even if you don't visualize, just in the morning, just remind yourself, I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm guided. Or if you want, look in the mirror and say it to yourself, but say it as if you're saying it to your reflection. You are protected, you are guided, you are shielded, you are abundant. Because it's different. Haley had actually sent me a video from another creator that kind of talked about it. When you're younger and you're receiving affirmations, that's the key. You're receiving affirmations. So we're not used to saying, I am amazing, I'm awesome, I'm this. We're used to someone else kind of saying it. So I think mirror work helps a lot too. So looking in the mirror and saying, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're protected. That's another technique you could use for its manifestation, its spell work, its shielding. So yeah, if you feel like you have a block in the third eye, kind of imagine any dark energy being pulled out, kind of like dark ribbons being lifted away, and kind of imagine it being replaced with this kind of purplish amethyst kind of light. filling that space. And you could say it out loud to yourself. I release, I'm feeling it now for me too. I release any blocks I might have in my third eye. And I allow that energy to flow freely through me. I say still say it. Well, and try and visualize and emulate what it might feel like if you did believe it. Because the more you believe it, the more it starts to work. I think it's important to feel it, even if it's just a little bit. When do what feels natural to you. But for me, when I look in the mirror and I do mirror work, I use the phrase you. When I'm just in my own body, I'm just like, I am this, I'm amazing. Your heart can be racing. It can be feeling the energy. Even though I've said this is for the third eye, bismuth is unique because it's meant to heal every single chakra. I just like the color association, and I kind of want to teach you all the different colors or power that lives within each chakra. Oh, I like that one. Saying your own name. That one's good. What are some signs that your chakras are blocked? Honestly, if you're feeling anxiety, depression, if you just feel low, if you feel disconnected from reality, disconnected from yourself, fear, doubt, limiting beliefs, like inner suffering, that's where there's some sort of misalignment. Yeah, I love these. I'm rereading it right now. I highly recommend it for anyone that's kind of lost on their path. The book The Alchemist helps a lot. There's a lot of hidden advice, and honestly, once a year I try to go through it and see what new information comes out of it. Jen, I recommend it. It's good. I feel like it's a channeled work that Paulo Coelho created. It's a really good book. I'm just clearing a bit more of the energy. Sometimes the journey takes us where we need to go. Yeah, Haley, when you finish it, let me know your thoughts. I like to keep a journal with me as I'm reading it. I have like 50 journals, if anybody was wondering. So whenever I'm reading it, if any thoughts come up, I try to write down what came up, because it kind of touches on like career, life journey, life path, purpose. What's a right purpose? Is there a wrong purpose in life? And that's a great way of healing. So if you've kind of gone through a trauma or some kind of pain or hurt, something you can do is kind of write about your journey. Yeah, there's so many messages in that book. It's called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. He's written other books, but I think that's the only book that I've read. And there's another book that he had that went with it. It feels a little bit more religious, but it's called The Warrior of Light. But it's kind of like different affirmations you could use as well. I have to check that out. That sounds good. They're really good. And so even the story of The Alchemist, it's at the very beginning of it. His struggle to get it published is something incredible, where people didn't want to publish it. The first person that published it, like it sat there on the shelves for 6 months, and one person bought 2 copies and that was it, and they gave the rights back to him. And he's like, nobody wants to read this book, but I have to keep trying, because he channeled it, he felt it. It's his own personal journey he had to write and create that book. And so eventually he did find a publisher that printed it, and now it's been translated into different languages. It's all over the world. Everyone's talking about it. It's like a popular graduation present too. So if you've graduated, that's like what popular present people put for new graduates, just to kind of help them on their path. Yeah, imagine if you gave up. We wouldn't have that work. We wouldn't have that piece of information. Yep, he's still alive. He's still writing. He's still creating. Untethered Soul. I got chills with that. So as I was going through my spiritual awakening, Untethered Soul helped me a lot. My only issue with it is that it touches on detaching a lot. And so I know men that are going through the spiritual journey, their goal is always to detach as much as possible and not feel. But you kind of want to reach that place of balance where you're detached, but you're still feeling the emotions, processing the emotions the right way. But I highly recommend that as well. Untethered Soul is good. There's another book called Letting Go, because like we cling and we hold on too much to things. And if we just kind of let go of outcome, let go of everything. And that's why the simplest thing is, like, my mentor is always like, think about how a flower grows. Think about how a tree grows. Even a tree, like, we're like, oh, they're rooted deeply into the ground, and they're not. They're like surface level. Yes, No Mud, No Lotus is an amazing book. That one's by Thich Nhat Hanh as well. My YouTube channel is the same. It's linked in my bio, but it's the same username. Oh, you have to switch up crystals. So I'm going to head to the next one. Last one is Crown Chakra. Just charging a bit of energy. This will kind of connect you to your higher spiritual self, your higher spiritual energy. Kind of focusing the energy on your third eye. Kind of imagining maybe a literal third eye opening. So the first book we talked about was The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, The Warrior of Light by the same author. And then if you're looking for meditation, The Miracle of Mindfulness is one, and No Mud, No Lotus by Thich Nhat Hanh. Yeah, this one, I like this one. You might see other people associate the chakras with different colors, but these, for the most part, are what I would use for them. Maybe root chakra I would use for red, and sacral would be orange. But whatever you feel called to. Thank you, Haley. But we were talking about spiritual awakenings, and I feel like you could be spiritual without having a spiritual awakening by doing the things we mentioned, where I feel like a spiritual state of being is being in the flow state. And athletes reach that when they're kind of playing the game, they're kind of sucked into it. Or even people that are runners, any kind of sport kind of pulls you into that place where you're connected to body, mind, spirit. Meditating, Tai Chi, all of those activities are spiritual. Yoga is incredibly spiritual. It's incredibly popular. It's very spiritual because it's about connecting to the body, connecting to the self. Where in your life do you feel lost? Is it career? Is it yourself? Is it everything? Because I feel that. This last retrograde has shaken me where I wonder what I'm doing. I wonder what I'm supposed to be doing. And so, yep. Thank you, Zoom. I was going to say that too. Look up your birth chart. Look up who you are. Download an app called The Pattern. Look up your human design. All of these crystals are bismuth. The books I mentioned, so The Alchemist, The Miracle of Mindfulness, and No Mud, No Lotus. My rising is Aquarius. I've been trying to heal from early childhood trauma. It just feels like this goes for everybody. So it's not just one individual person. You have to connect with the inner child. And so the way I connect with the inner child is kind of, I meditate. I do a visualization meditation where I imagine myself in a place of nature. And I call upon them. I call upon that wounded version of me, that wounded version that still might be hurt or hurting. I have them just talk. Let them talk about it. Or if they have to cry, let them cry. And if I have to cry with them, I cry with them. Shadow work as well. So shadow work is, for me, it's journaling. Writing down what was the wound, when did it start, how did it hurt, what did I feel? And you could write letters back and forth. Your present day self sending letters to the past version of you, the wounded past version of yourself writing letters to the current you, because that's you processing that emotion, right? Feeling through that emotion, understanding that emotion. And then you're going to reach a stage, I call it the reparenting stage, where the love and the healing that child version of you needed, you're going to have to send it to them. And so visualizing yourself, whatever the wound was, visualizing yourself being there, offering the inner child that healing. Let me know if that helps. Let me know if that makes sense. So connecting to that inner child, because what we want to do is, so the inner child isn't like ego. What I see the inner child as is kind of that playful energy, that curious energy, the energy that wants to learn and do. And so what I want all of us to do is kind of put that inner child back into a place of power, put that as the person on the pedestal, the most important person, because that's the wisest version of yourself, the one that just kind of wanted to play and learn. And so if they were wounded, we have to heal them, then put them back into a place of power. Because if they're hurt, that affects the ego, that affects different parts of the mind and the imagination. I'm going to be switching. I'm going back to selenite for the time. So, like, I would say do that for like 2 weeks. Call upon it. Just say, meditate, visualize yourself in the place of nature, call upon, literally just be like, please send me my soul fragment that needs healing. And let it show up. My inner child that needs healing, I call upon them. And so maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes a day, imagine yourself in that safe place in nature. So I say place of nature, somewhere you like going in the real world. Somewhere you like going that feels safe, that feels calm. I could do, for anyone that wants, I'm going to do a bit of pulling, but my intention is to only pull heavy, dark energy, any limiting beliefs, any fear or doubt, anything holding you back. And so when you reparent yourself, you actually become stronger. You heal that wounded version of yourself. You're able to step back into your power. Because that's what I had to do. I did it in a very different way. I did it through Shamanic Journeying, in which we go into lower world, then do all of those things. We call upon a soul fragment. We call it, and whatever comes out of the inner child, whatever soul fragments are there, we collect them one by one, spend 2 weeks working with them. It's hard. I struggle with my intuition. I have to be in a very specific place of mind that allows me to connect. So like on my one-on-one sessions, I try as much as possible to be intuitive, to tap in people's guides, their energies, messages they need to hear. But sometimes it feels like I'm fighting with myself because my mind is still trying to figure it out. So in the shamanic lineage that I trained in, what happens is when you go through a traumatic event, the soul isn't damaged. It does get fragmented. And so it goes into hiding somewhere that's safe. Somewhere safe where it could hide until you're able to go back, call upon it, let it know that it's safe, and reintegrate it back into yourself. And so the little bit of meditation I gave you, it would help you with that. So you would meditate for a bit in that place of nature. See what comes up and just say like, show me my inner child. Show me any soul fragments that I need to connect with right now. You could imagine them showing up, and normally they're all past versions of yourself. Allow them to express their hurt and their pain. Allow yourself to feel the pain, cry through it, to breathe through it. I have that same struggle too, where like people compliment me and I'm like, I don't know. I don't believe it. That's not true. That's not a person. That's why I think the affirmations help if you get used to kind of complimenting yourself and allowing others to do it. Because the more you kind of push back, you kind of push those blessings away. And so it's kind of retraining the mind to accept the compliments, accept that you're an amazing person, to accept that you're great, to accept that you're powerful. But I'm still on that healing journey too. It's a lot. Those of us that had to be strong for other people, we're not used to that. We kind of like, I run from it too. Our brains were programmed that way. We're not used to that behavior. Someone complimenting us, so it gets complicated. No, I'm not a priest. Just a Reiki master who's dabbled in shamanism. I don't know where that's gonna go. All right, I'm gonna be signing off, but last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send you a bit of energetic shielding. So if you want, imagine starting from the top of the head, an orb of light beginning to form around you, in a bubble or an orb or an egg. Imagine it slowly growing around you to protect you and to shield you. I'm using the Reiki energy to create it. I know that energy is always here. So imagine it circling you from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. In this orb, you could expand it as much as you want. You could allow other people into it that you trust and you intuitively believe in. And what I want you to do, because I don't know, I'll see next week if I can. If I can go live, I'll do a live Friday again at the same time. But I'm not sure yet, so I won't schedule it. But the week after, I should hopefully be able to do it. But I want you to do for the time, every morning, kind of rub your hands together. Imagine kind of an orb of light sitting in your hands and kind of playing with it. And when you can, just kind of take the energy, put it into the heart. Feel the warmth from your hands. Feel that orb of energy surrounding you, connecting you, shielding you. I'll even if I don't do lives, I'll still try and do just kind of like 1 or 3 minute like Reiki videos. That way it'll help a few people. Let me see. There's a part where I forget everything. If I don't do lives next week, my last 3 or 4 lives are up on my YouTube channel, so check that out. Follow my moderators. They are all amazing. They're powerful. They're intuitive. Follow Chronically Ghosted, Shy Flying High, and Cherie Mystic. Trying to remember everything now. This is the point where I don't remember. Anything I missed, if you had a question and maybe I didn't get to it, I have a pinned video at the top of my profile. Just go there, drop the question. When I get time, I'll try and respond to it, or try to link you if I've answered it before. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you all for everything. Thank you all for hanging out, listening to me talk. I hope this has helped you, and I will see you all soon. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy all of next week. Take care, everyone.